Hello and welcome to TMT Talks with me, Oisin Lunny, coming to you from Mobile World Congress 2021 here in beautiful Barcelona. Mobile World Congress is the world's premier event for all things digital, mobile and tech. And of course, last year it was cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But this year we're back in Barcelona, we're back in business and we are back together. This year, the movers and shakers of the global tech and mobile scene have been gathered to explore some of the latest innovations in the mobile space and to look at the increasingly important role that mobiles play in our lives and to look about what they're going to bring to us in the future. After a difficult year, it is so great to be back. Welcome to Mobile World Congress 2021 with TMT Talks. I'm delighted to be joined here at MWC 2021 in Barcelona by none other than Fergal Parkinson, the co-founder and director of TMT Analysis and indeed the producer of our very own TMT Talks. Welcome Fergal, it's great to see you here.
Oisin, it's great to see you. It's great to see you in person. So it's not on a video link, it's actually in person. It's great to see you, man.
100%.
Thank you very much for this.
Oh, absolute pleasure, thank you. And the last time we met was actually in Mobile World Congress at a MEF event last year. Things had just kind of shut down and there was a bit of an unofficial, kind of very small, socially distanced gathering with the Mobile Ecosystem Forum with our friend Dario. That was wonderful. But I'm just going to say, for the benefit of those of us watching, we're both of Irish origin, shall we say, or Irish descent, and so we're quite lucky to have a bit of shade today. Otherwise, you'd be able to see us progress through the Pantone spectrum of lobster to Banco Santander red in the space of minutes.
And that's exactly what I was worried about. This interview going on for too long and then I'd burn.
Absolutely, we'd be standing here at the end just like glowing red,
Yeah.
Proper Irish suntans.
Absolutely, but thankfully a cloud has come over and which is protecting us from this Barcelona sun.
Thank you, clouds. They say the pubs are the sunblocks of Ireland and it's not far from the truth. But anyway, listen, tell us, how has Mobile World Congress been for yourselves and yourself this year?
Oisin, it's great to be back.
Yes.
You're right. We did meet last year, but it wasn't really an event. And Mobile World Congress, as you know, was cancelled. The big event was cancelled. But it's fantastic to be back. It is so good, to see people, be able to meet people again face to face, just like we're doing here, and be able to have that conversation with people, with customers and potential new customers as well. And although it's different and it's a little weird, there's a lot of security.
Yeah.
There's a lot of checking of documents. There's a lot of checking of the app. There's you got to do the test before the COVID test before they let you in. There's some random testing as well going on, kind of during the event too. And there's a complicated one-way system.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Despite all of those things, it's just great to be back and seeing people. A much smaller event, but it's good just to get us back into the flow again of seeing customers face to face, which is what it's all about.
100%. I've really missed events. I love Mobile World Congress. I've been coming for over 15 years.
Wow.
And the security measures, like you say, they're kind of reassuringly intense. It's like, I'm very glad you're scanning me every time we get into a room and everybody's, socially distanced, masks on stage, the whole works. It's been fantastic. And over the past few days, I've been kind of hosting events and hosting gatherings, and it just feels a bit like being back in my happy space. So it's just great to be here.
Good.
But listen, we've seen a huge rise in the use of mobile. There's some great statistic about, I think it was from Deloitte or somebody like that, or McKinsey even, about the huge rise in e-commerce. It grew more than 10 years of growth in the space of the first quarter or the second quarter of last year. So things are going through the roof in terms of m-commerce, in terms of people accessing digital, online and mobile services, because we've all been locked down. So, obviously with yourselves being at the heart of mobile verification, identity verification, letting companies know who their users are. What's it been like for you over the past 12 months? What's been happening to your business and what's been changing?
Yeah, the past year has been hugely interesting, actually.
Yeah.
You're right. There's been this massive explosion globally in mobile use, and really a lot of the technology associated with mobiles has had a massive explosion.
Yes.
And more people are realizing that we are now in this mobile-first world, and so therefore the use of our data, our intelligence on mobile numbers and devices globally, has really been more important than ever, and more customers and more companies are starting to see the advantage in it, really. So we've seen a big increase actually in the number of people we're working with, the number of requests for information that we were able to provide, and that's great. And so also, we've just had the chance as well to actually fast forward some of those new products and some of those new innovations we're looking at around identity and around mobile numbers and identity, and just confirming that somebody is actually who they say they are is actually really important too. And I don't think any of that would have happened at the pace had it not been for COVID. And all that is a really good thing. And I think here to stay as well. And that is why events like Mobile World Congress and other events coming up are really important actually, because all these new people that we've been talking to over the past year on dodgy Zoom lines or dodgy Zoom links or video calls and speaking to them on the phone, actually we can now sit down with them face to face and have some proper discussions about how our huge database of mobile intelligence can really benefit their companies and their customers, and how they engage with their customers, even more over the coming months and years going forward. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you were speaking there, you just reminded me of that exercise where you say, okay, how many people have had the same mobile number for 1 year, for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years? And the fact of the matter is, myself included, folks our age, folks even in their like 20s and 30s, the mobile number is very close to their identity, particularly for banking, for finance, for shopping, e-commerce, the works. So do you think this is a trend that's going to continue on an upward trajectory?
I think it definitely will.
Yes.
I think a mobile number is a great anchor point actually to you as a person.
Yeah.
Because we do only change our mobile numbers once or twice in our life.
Wow.
It's one of those few things like our name that sticks with us throughout our life. In fact, some people would say that actually women change their name more often than they change their mobile number. And so therefore a mobile number is a great way of linking you to your number and your device as well. And so therefore I think it will going forward. It's as good as you're going to get to a national identity number. And in many countries that don't have national identity numbers or don't use passports or identity cards, actually a mobile number is a great anchor point to actually trying to find out just who that person is, confirming they are who they say they are, and actually just providing a little bit more intelligence around that mobile number too. Such as, how long they've had that mobile number for, whether their phone is on or off. All of these things, companies need to know sometimes before they start engaging with people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we live on the planet of the Phono sapien. Anything that can be done on a mobile device is done on a mobile device. And if you're a company providing services on a mobile, you can't really second guess whether somebody is who they say they are. Exactly. Particularly if you're providing finance, providing an e-commerce experience, it's more important than ever.
Yeah, health services, for example.
100%.
We've just heard from somebody who who's providing great health services.
Yes.
And great GP services based on a mobile phone. You need to make sure that the person that you're talking to and you're interacting with, particularly if you're talking to them about their health, is actually the person you think they are.
Indeed.
And and just using a mobile number to verify somebody's identity, verify somebody's address, just as well as what device they're using. All of these things are really important, I think, to help companies interact better with their customers, but also help companies protect their customers as well.
Yeah.
From the growing threat of mobile fraud as well, which is massive and growing. Frauds like SIM swap or port out, or all of these are really concerning developments actually, all of which can be tackled and dealt with, if you have the right information and data available.
Right. And have you seen a big rise in mobile fraud over the past, the lockdown and that kind of thing?
Yeah, massive rise in mobile fraud, but also a massive rise in the number of products that can tackle it.
Yeah.
And so therefore, really simple, easy checks, low friction checks, low cost checks are really, really, are available now
Yeah.
to help you combat fraud, and
Yeah.
are really useful in doing so. So, all of that combined, it's just fantastic to be at events like this now,
Yes.
discussing it again for real. Seeing you on the stage again has been wonderful.
Gracias, dude.
Has been wonderful.
Yeah.
And so therefore, long may events like this continue now, and hopefully, we'll be able to get out and about much more often.
Absolutely. It feels like, we're back in Barcelona, we're back in business, and we're back together, as they say. So Fergal Parkinson, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you,
and for
Oisin.
producing TMT Talks. And so that's it for TMT Talks with me, Oisin Lunny, coming to you from Mobile World Congress 21 here in beautiful Barcelona. Thank you so much for watching or listening from wherever you are. And also thank you for reaching out with some brilliant comments and questions for myself and the team at TMT Talks, all about our episodes. If you want to reach out and share your thoughts on what we're doing at TMT Talks, just use the hashtag TMT Talks or drop me an email at oisin@tmtanalysis.com. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, but in the meantime, look after yourselves. Thank you from all of us at TMT Analysis, from our production team right here in Barcelona, and from everybody at MWC 2021. We will see you next time.